there we
Yep.
are.
There we
We
go.
have one person. We have two people out there in the chat. We have Aid and Uncle Al.
Yep.
So as we'll just sit here and shoot the crowd and wait for some other folks to jump on board here.
Right.
So if you want to come up here, Aid, you're more than welcome.
Right. Come aboard.
I will put a link up there.
Right. It's like still Saturday night in England.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, folks, you have to be really careful in October because a lot of people, because what's the craziness goes on, a lot of hospital workers, a lot of police officers, a lot of EMT, a
Hey,
lot of,
Kyle.
hi, Kyle, a lot of loaders and truckers. Truckers have to quit because a lot of them are pushing like 68, 65 to 68. They're getting too old to drive the trucks. You know,
I have
yeah,
a friend. I have a friend that's just as old as me. He's
right.
been driving truck since he was old enough to get up in it, and he's still driving it. But he says he's not ready to quit yet. So
Yeah. Oh, hi, Ron.
he
Ron
keeps
Netzel's
driving them.
here. So
Hey,
please,
Ron.
I keep telling the first time gardeners, get Ron's book because they're making gardening mistakes you can believe. Uh, getting old. But anyway,
Make sure you sticking around for his live streams. He's teaching you guys a lot.
yeah. The big problem nowadays, folks, because of certain things going on, a lot of people are now unemployed. That's nurses, technicians, doctors, police officers, EMT, fire. There's a big shortage, and a lot of the government officials are confused. We'll just call the National Guard, but they quit also. So who's
They
going to
have
do?
what they call traveling nurses and doctors.
Yeah,
I got to find out about that when I was in the hospital.
right. But the
They pay
problem,
them big bucks.
right? But the problem is that a doctor from either overseas, which is not too good, or it's a doctor from one state hopping to another state to going. And I am Dr. Punjay San, and I am from Tennessee. I am your doctor for Nebraska this week.
Hi, Ferry.
Hi, Fairy
Hi,
Frequency.
Haig Homestead. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah, it's Huga Homestead.
Uga.
Yeah, it's Viking. Uh, it's CB. Hi, CB. Yeah, it's like, let me get something to adjust. I'll be right back. I'll be off air for, not camera for a second. I got to adjust something on my equipment. Let's see.
So today we're going to talk about what's going on in your area. Because what's going on in my area might not be going on in your area. Uncle Al and I were talking about that. There's a lot of different things going on around the world and could be not happening in your part of the world. Like we were talking about my part of the world, the trucks going up and down the road. Most of them are older guys in my area, and they just keep on going up and down the road. The young guys, they don't want to do that. You know, they only want to do so many miles a week, and then they don't want to go anymore. I don't know if that works in your area, but Ooga, okay, Ooga, Danish for happy. Well, that's pretty darn nice. Happy Homestead. Backwoods Law, welcome. Let me get one of these, my eyeballs. To get my eyeballs working. You're in the Midwest. You're seeing some shortages in stores. And it's like here, I'm more sort of in the Midwest. I live in Nebraska, and that's for us too. I mean, you might go to the store and you'll go down through the aisles, not always see shortages. You know, one week they might have stuff on the shelf, and next week they won't.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm back. Sorry, I had to adjust something upstairs.
Welcome back.
Yeah, so I could use this because we're having trouble with the internet a little bit over here on the West Coast.
How you doing, Backwoods? Good to see you.
Hi, Bruce. Yeah, just been busy, folks. We have 7 watching. Please hit the like button. Support everybody.
If you guys see somebody you haven't seen on here before, make sure you get over and check out their channel.
Right.
Give them a like and a watch.
Yeah. Also comment too. A lot of YouTube channels have been purged in the last week and a half because nobody's watching them or nobody's leaving a comment. So please leave a nice comment. Do not leave a rant, because every time you leave a rant, it's a negative, and then they lose watch hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always leave a comment and some minutes to watch on that channel.
Right. I watch a whole episode, so that always helps out. And I do warn people before it gets really bad in October and November, make sure you have some kind of iron ration. I'm going to do some ration videos in my next 2. I'm doing the go bag ration first. If it gets what I think it's going to happen, going around YouTube, so I'm not saying it, but you could read it.
Yeah, they're really cracking down on misinformation. So
Yeah.
really watch what you're saying, folks.
Right, but if you could read it, it's not. Sorry, I didn't say anything. I just showed cardboard. Little brain joke on them. But like I said, folks, you want to make sure you have a go bag with something ready to eat. Could be candy bars, could be energy bars, could be protein bars, something that you could chew really fast on the move that you don't need to make a fire and you could digest it. Another trick I also do is making sure you have destro not destro. It's a sugar tablet or glucose tablet. That will give you a quick burst of energy. Hard candy will do the same, but the glucose tablet can fit in your shirt pocket instead of have a bunch of gummy bears. Where did I put that?
Tosh time. Welcome, my friend.
These are dextrose tablets right here. See that, folks?
Good to see you too, Tosh.
Hi, Tosh. You see that, folks? Destro tablet, not destro. Shoot, I always get mixed up with
glucose.
The glucose tablets. So 2 of these, you pop them really in your mouth with some caffeine pills, and you're on the go because you can't stop to make a fire to make coffee. So you do that, and that's like drinking 2 cups of coffee, strong coffee, and you have enough sugars. That's like 5 tablespoons of sugar. Yeah, that'll get you going.
A lot of people forget to change their bags over from summer or fall to winter. A lot of people make that mistake, but usually the first time you pull out the wrong bag, the first thing you do when you get home is you change them over.
Yeah, and you change everything inside, and be sure, because I've seen a lot of new whatchamacallit. Yeah, you can make a prepper milkshake too. That was Bruce on Backwoods Medic milkshake. Yeah, that give you.
I like them prepper milkshakes.
Yeah, but something you could down really quick because you don't need to make a fire. It's a little hard if you're trying to make a fire and everybody's shooting at each other, or they're doing something crazy, or you have 140-mile-an-hour winds. It's like it's a little hard to make a fire, you know, when the wind's blowing and you see cows flying, you know.
Backed up next to a log.
Right. Yeah, IV route. But like I said, no, this is like I said, it's fast and efficient to get something in your system to go. Yeah, iron rations. It's an old term from World War One and from the American Civil War. It's ration where it's their last ditch. I'm doing a video on that because I thought you said lead. No, iron rations. Because it was an old term for your last ditch if you got caught between from your main lines and you're in the middle of nowhere, but you need something fast to eat. It'll be usually coffee. You'll be usually bully beef,
They usually have
hardtack,
protein
chocolate.
bar or something like that.
Right. But back then they didn't have protein bars. It was before candy bar time.
Yeah, pemmican.
Nah, Pennikin's like more like a meat ration, so it'd be same as bully beef. I mean a sugar ration or a dark chocolate ration. Chocolate was very popular in World War One and was sparingly given out to the troops.
That's really when it became familiar or not familiar, popular, is because the army worked with the candy manufacturers to try to get them to make something for the troops that would give them some sort of a bolt of energy.
Yep, true.
That's when it became really popular.
Right.
So
Bruce
the
had a
candy
point.
company started making candy bars, chocolate candy bars,
Right.
to send overseas to the troops.
Yeah, that was after World War One. Everybody realized that, and Bruce puts out a point because I work with animals, and you have to be careful when you installed any kind of IV because you could necrolyze the surrounding tissue of the injection point. That's the easiest I could say. If Bruce was available, he could explain it a lot better. You could come up, Bruce, and explain this better. Because you have to be really careful when you're dealing with IVs, folks. Because I seen people screw it up really bad, and these were the paid professionals, nurses. Like, this looks bad, doesn't it? You don't want to do your IV by yourself. I'll do it myself. Go away. Yes, they have.
Ranger.
Right, they
Once
have
they got
Ron. They have jelly. Oh yeah,
that
that's
one.
napalm. Yeah, we can make Ranger brownies. True.
We could just
Yeah, that's not good because I have Herefords and sometimes let's see, Herefords, Holsteins, Guernseys. I don't want to screw up on a $5,000 to $6,000 cow if I have to do that and I have to give an IV and vets cost money.
a lot of farmers become their own vets,
Right.
so they already have quite a bit of that knowledge, about the skin around the wound and all that stuff.
Right, but most normal people are too used to the ouchie boo boo kits. Yes, I got it at Walmart for $2.99. All it has is like alcohol pads and a couple band-aids and
Couple
maybe
bad days.
and two aspirins. That's an ouchie boo boo kit, folks. Uh, a lot of us, I know Bruce has one. I have one. Will, you have one of Doc Bones kind of kits?
Yeah, I have a pretty good trauma kit too.
Right. That's what I mean, trauma kit. Let's see, coffee and a little water bag. It'll keep you awake. True, Bruce. Coffee, chocolate, sugar, and creamer. God. I remember those days from SAC Command. Yeah. It was bad when
Yeah,
we
you'll
didn't
be
have,
awake for
yeah,
a
10
10,
to
12
12.
hour kit.
Right. But a lot of people were smart, use instant coffee. But when you don't have instant coffee, you eat the grounds with the chocolate, sugar, and creamer. It's like,
Put it in, you gotta got that grinded.
yeah, no, don't want to do that anymore. But like I said, I tell people to have an iron ration kit, something with a coffee base or a tea base, some kind of protein like canned meat. It could be vanilla sausages. It could be uh, corned beef. It could be canned mutton. Any kind of. Hi, Scott. It's Inside Freedom.
Insight Freedom. How you doing, Scott?
Long time no see. You want to have an iron ration that has something that for at least 24 hours that keeps you full. And, like, I haven't had coffee for 4 years. And now we opened up this box from Uncle Al. It says iron rations. And wow, we have coffee. We have candy. We have canned beef. That beats eating this fried rat on a stick.
You got that right, Bruce. It makes you man up real quick.
Yep.
David
And
Carlisle, how you
yep.
doing there, my friend? Good to see you.
Right. But like I said, folks, you should have a box marked iron rations. This is when all your supplies from your pepper pantry is out. This is all the stuff that's you cannot find at the grocery stores. Because I keep telling people, don't you remember what happened in 2008 and 2012? Banks closed, grocery store closed, the car lots were empty. A lot of places they were like got hit by a tornado. Thank you, Bruce. Yeah.
Go ahead and keep them company there, Al. I'm trying to do something.
Technical matters. Hi, Dagon Hills. Yeah. Let's see how many people are in. We got 11 people in. That's good. Hi, Gray Man Outdoors.
Hey, how you doing, great man?
Just keeping busy. Now, if you can, folks, make sure you send to our least unfortunate prepper folks and in the prepper community. There's a lot of people that are still in the hospital. Will just got out a few weeks ago, right, Will?
I've been out about 2 weeks now.
Yeah. But other people went back into the hospital, like Page Family Farm Homestead, our journey back. He had a stroke. Unfortunately, he's okay. Nothing happened. Just it looks really funny when you wear your outer coat backwards and your butt showing. Because he got up in the morning and he put on his jacket, and his wife's looking at him. Do you know your hood's down at your knees and you're wearing your coat upside down? And he was like arguing, I'm fine. Peggy, I'm Andy. I'm fine. Peggy. And like he didn't look too hot, so they called the ambulance. He was having a stroke. It'd be fine if he wore pants, but I don't think you're supposed to wear your overcoat with the hood because guess where he put his legs through? The sleeves. So his hood was at his knees and he's wearing the coat upside down. He thought it was pants.
I tried to escape from the hospital, but I guess it didn't work very well. They had 4 nurses trying to back me back up. I was unconscious and I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, like I said, you should have waited 2 more weeks. There'll be nobody at the hospital. You can just walk out because they're firing people left or right, folks. And it's like, um, let's see, more specific. Iron bar. You could do any kind of bars. Iron bar is just a term. It could be. Oh, is it bar or box? Box. Sorry about an iron ration box is your last ditch box. Usually, I tell people whatever you feel comfortable that sustains you in 24 hours. So that was for CB. And usually, most people put in coffee. Some people put sodas. Some kind of energy bar or hard candy. Uh, I have to state one thing: you must have a meat component in there. Could be sardines. It could be corned beef. It could be spam, but it has to be a protein issue because the biggest thing we're going to face if it gets really bad is protein. All the others you could substitute something else like honey or yes, Bruce, you should do a
Spam
video.
or something like that.
Right. You should do a video on your trauma bag. That would be a very interesting video too.
There have been a couple on it, but I was thinking about doing another one.
Yeah. Uh, like I said, if you don't have one, you can always pick up one from Doc Bones and Nurse Amy
And
for
my
your
trauma bag's about uh, about
yeah.
that long and about that wide.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Also,
big.
it's big. Also, if you're doing gardening, please pick up Ron's book, Ron Netzel's book on the Green Wizard, because I've seen horrible mistakes that people do in the garden. I mean, really bad. And, I'm old timer like Ron. And so I had my nephews help me out because I was in bed for 6 weeks with my garden. I have to clean up the debris and damage they left behind. It's like, no. uh,
Soda. I don't drink much soda anymore. Dragon Hills. I did away with doing soda a long time ago. I don't
it,
even know what it costs anymore.
it costs too much. Remember in the old days how
I
much
used to
beer
drink
costs?
a lot of it.
Yeah.
I used to drink a lot of it, but I just don't drink it anymore.
Yeah, it's not good for your kidneys, folks. Like I said, uh, you want some kind of stimulant in a liquid form. It would be coffee, soda, because you want to get like caffeinated sodas. They work really good. Or you could get Starbucks, pop the top, drink it down. That's two good things because you get sugars and you get caffeine. And like I said,
Daniel, are you talking about Jack Daniel's age? I've done a lot of Jack Daniels in my time.
yeah, I don't think you want to. Um,
It might
that's
be
kind
okay if you didn't overdo it. You know,
right
if you did like a little bit
shot.
out of a shot glass or something.
Yeah, but the trouble with alcohol in your iron rations, it's fine like rum because I know a lot of the old timers would mix sugar and rum together and take it a swig of that. I read accounts for like people that survived the Titanic went underwater, and what they did was mix honey and rum and drank that. And rum back then was like 72% alcohol. So you got the kick of the rum and the sugar from the honey that completely went to the system. So when they hit the cold water, like, hey, this water's not that cold because they're crocked on sugar and rum. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I
terrible
was
waste.
just it would be a terrible waste. But if you did it the right way, it wouldn't be a waste.
True.
Guess you could tip a little bit of it into the coffee.
Yeah, and with some sugar and some creamer, that'd be perfect. Make Irish it up.
You know, it
Yeah.
may give you just enough of a get me up and go thing.
Right. It's kind of sad when you have new owners that have took Dagon Hill says his neighbor used to have a whole yard of fruit trees, but the new owners came in and pruned them all and killed them. That's a
Oh
crime.
man,
That's a crime right there
that is a
because
crime.
it takes 5 years to get fruit from a fruit tree. Once you plant it, it takes 5 years. 10 years to get really good amount of fruit. That's money in your pocket. It's like the bank. Somebody robbed your bank and took all your money. This is why I tell people plant a couple or 3 or 4 trees. You want a male and a female, plant them in your backyard. That's a great investment. If you have a little kid, you tell the kid, when you were born, I planted these 5 trees. Yep. Apples, what Dagon says is apples, plums, cherries, lemons, peaches, all gone. That's
Yeah, and you can
that's
make wine out of all that stuff.
right, or lemonade. But the big headache, folk, is when you destroy a tree, it's like robbing your bank and taking your life savings. So I tell everybody, if you move into a new neighborhood, like what I did, I forget, 20 years ago, when I bought this house and redid it, I made sure all my neighbors have some kind of tree. Could be a lemon tree, it could be a pear tree, it could be a fruit tree of some
It could
sort.
be anything that you could be sustainable on.
Right. And so now when I'm retired and I'm here, every neighbor I know has a fruit tree because that was 20 years when I bought this house as an investment. I gave the neighbors, "Hi, I'm your new neighbor. I'll be renting out this place, but I'll give you a great deal. I have this 3-year-old tree from my local nursery. I'll plant it for you for free. I'll have my crew come over, and that's my gift. Welcome, my say hello to you from the neighborhood." So everybody knows me. I'm old Uncle Al. People move away, people come into the neighborhood, and they see these beautiful fruit trees, and I say hi to them, and I explain what's going on. I make sure every house has a fruit tree. The reason why is you're investing into the neighborhood
Good
and you're
job, Bruce.
right. Good. Well, if you do it, let's see. They're in zone 7 in Tennessee, I think. I think 7 or 6. It's one of the zones. I can't remember. We were arguing that last night on another live stream. You can plant your dormant phase of certain fruit trees. It's best if you do stone fruits and apples. You want to do the citrus in the spring and make sure your citrus is in a warm spot because let's see, Tennessee can do lemons, but you have to have it in a warm spot. I hope that helps, Bruce.
It depends on what side of the seaboard you're on too, as to how
Right.
often they bear.
Well, like I said, a good dwarf tree. I tell people not get the standard tree because a lot of people, how big is that apple tree? 80 feet tall. So you want to get a dwarf.
Yeah, great man. Uh, New Mexico, they grow real good in New Mexico. Pecan trees
Yeah.
down in southern New Mexico.
Right. But it has to be southern New Mexico. It has to have water because once the water's gone, it's going to look like northern New Mexico.
Yeah, they live right down by the river,
Right.
where all their orchards are for pecan.
Yeah. But if you don't want to do pecans anymore, and if you're in a warmer climate, plant dates, fruits. Oh, he's in Minnesota. Gray Man's in
Not in North
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah,
Yeah. You
I
could
suppose
do,
not.
like I said, upper Minnesota, you could get rid of the pecan trees and plant
Maybe if you
hazelnut.
irrigated
No, he's in
Gray Man.
Minnesota. It's wet up there. Um, you could remove the pecan trees and plant in hickory. Let's see, hickory, hazelnut, chestnut. You have to be careful on chestnut because they have fruit trees. Um, Everybody screws up on chestnut. They get the chestnut burr, they pop it open, they get 4 little chestnuts in it. I keep black walnut also works too, but chestnut, you have problems with worms. You don't want to be roasting chestnuts and like, gee, what's in the chestnut? It's kind of soft and squishy. It's a chestnut maggot. You don't want to eat those, folks. It's extra protein, but a lot of people don't really like that. Eating roast chestnut and then popping like, what's squishy in the roast chestnut? It's supposed to be crunchy. That's one way to get your protein, right? Well,
Yep.
ah,
So how do you like Florida, Bruce?
no, Bruce is in Florida. He's in Tennessee.
Tennessee? Oh, I thought he was going to go to Florida.
No, he changed his mind. He went from Pennsylvania to Tennessee. Florida is getting a little bit too crowded down there. Oh, did anybody watch the new
The way
NBC?
it's being governed, I don't think I'd want to live there.
True, Bruce. But like I said, folks, did anybody watch the new NBC show on Tuesday, La Brea? That was very good and it was informative. And I keep asking people, what's in your pocket so you could survive? And it comes out pretty funny at times. And 10 people are still
So how do you
watching.
like it there, Bruce? That should be a pretty nice climate for you and your wife.
Right. You could change the title, hit the thumbs up.
Everybody make sure they hit the thumbs up.
Right. Now, let me type that in. Okay.
I know here the gasoline is starting to go up. I don't know about where you guys are at.
Right.
Usually it was around 2.39, but it's getting close to $3 now.
Wow, it sounds like you're starting to be like California. Pretty soon you're going to be our prices,
Uh,
$6.75 at the pump.
when I came out here from Washington, it was two two just over $2 a gallon here, but in Washington it was $6. So I just imagine what it is there now.
Right.
I don't even ask them when I talk to somebody back there.
Right. David, yes. David puts out a good point. The American chestnut trees across the southern U.S. are diseased, and they're trying to bring in a hybrid. It's either the Chinese or Japanese chestnut or the German chestnut. And trust me, folks, you do not want to eat those. Because I eat Chinese chestnut all the time. It's like, oh God, that's horrible. Anna Deer says it's $8 a gallon over there in England, which is true, and they ran out of gas. On the pew pew pellets, I live in California, so I can't give you a good answer because I'm behind enemy lines. So I can't give you a good answer on the ammo situation.
I finally found some ammo. I can't get it in a store, but I can get it offline.
Yeah. Please, folks, if your congressman is talking about anything about gun control, get him out of office. We have enough problems going on. We don't want something stupid to go on with that. Uh, CB on apple trees, it takes 5 years. It's not 2 years. 5 years when they produce a fruit that you can eat. Uh, 2 years they produce a fruit about, I think, about that size. I don't think you want to eat 40 of those. About size of a marble. So you got to wait about five. Best is 10 years where you get a real store size apple because it gets bigger and bigger every year. It gets older and older. I hope that answered your question. Oh, 410, good luck. On 410 ammo, I talked to my friend who used to work at the plant. Smith& and Wesson's leaving Massachusetts and closed their division for shotgun shells. And they're the ones who are currently making, they picked up Winchester's contract on 410 shotgun shells. They're moving to
Check out
Tennessee.
Ammo Seek, great man.
Right.
That's where I got mine at.
Right. Because 410 is an oddball. It's a small game cartridge, not very popular because we're 10 and 20 people in the US. But 410 is very popular overseas, and most of the production is produced like England, Norway, Japan, South Korea, Philippines. It's a good business. That's why you don't have ammo here.
The best one I got for mine was called Able Ammo,
CB,
and that
if
would
you
be the
found it
best.
on the internet, it's not right. Talk to an old guy who grows apple trees. It takes about 5 years. The 2 years, you might get a little apple about this size. And don't believe everything is on the internet or on YouTube because I seen a guy, I could drink toilet water with this magic straw. And like, I'm in the hospital. Please send some money. No, for a guy who drank toilet water that had the blue dye, you're smart as a whip, right? So, like I said, it's about 5 years for if you want a decent sized fruit to eat. It's okay. Oh, that's good, Gray Man Outdoors. Yeah,
I looked everywhere, and that's the only place I could get it from.
right. Um, if you want better fruit, you want a male and female to cross pollinate. You could self pollinate, but the fruit gets smaller and sometimes not as good because I have friends, I could grow a lone apple tree. And I keep telling him, then your fruit's going to be weird. Like I said, folks, it's going to be a fun year next year.
It is. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. So be careful. Make sure you have your iron rations. Make sure you remember what happened in 2012. Keep your money a small amount in your bank and keep cash on hand because we all know what happened in
Yep.
2012. All the savings and loans went belly up. The smaller banks got eaten by the bigger banks. And it's like uh, they're doing like all sorts of things. Before 2012, what was popular in savings account? It was passbook, and then what you call it? They started with all these interest rates and checkings and stuff. So you get confused. Old days, you only had two things in your financials. You have your checking account and you have your savings book. Nobody had too many credit cards. It was basically checks or savings, right, Will?
Yeah, I don't have any savings account. My savings account's my bank, my safe,
Right,
and then I have some money in my regular account, and that pays my bills.
right. But I tell people if you want to do like let's see, I do economic warfare. Yeah, okay. You should have six bank accounts. But I tell people if you're not quick, you have to be quick and you have to know what you're doing with these things. If you fail math or algebra or higher mathematical skills, do not do this plan. Do like this. You should have an emergency fund for 1 year. Okay, everybody could do that. You could put money in the mattress. You could put your money in the safe. That's not hard. Now, this is harder because a lot of urban people still don't get it. You should, in your 20s, have an investment savings account because the time by you turn 40, you should have $500,000 in that. But most people in their 20s or 30s, I'm going to get a big screen TV. I'm going to get a racing car. A racing car bed doesn't count. You want something practical. So I tell everybody in your 20s, put it in an investment savings account. And for us older guys who made good money and knew what we're doing, a Roth IRA retirement account. That means the company puts in the equal amount of what you put into your retirement account. Okay? And then the other ones is cost of living, lifestyle, daily use checking account. Fairly easy, simple economic warfare. But you got to be fast with it and know what to have. Well, paper money already lost because it's not backed by anything. It's a fiat currency, gray man.
Yeah, that or double lot, but
Just take out the bird shot and put in what you call it, an
slug.
O shot. You know, you put if you can melt your own lead, you could put in 3 balls in there because I hand load. The only problem I have is I can't find the small primers. That drives me nuts. I have the powder, I have the wad, I have the shot cups, I have the lead. I don't have primers. So it's a little hard to shoot off a 410 with no primer.
I can't remember those ones I bought, but it has nine balls in there. That's
Yeah.
all it has, nine
I
balls.
think that's 26 caliber. I have to go through my lead chart because it has the ball sizes from single odd to double odd to go straight down on the list because I hand load stuff, so I have to know the weights and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to get it. It's gonna be here Wednesday.
Right. And you read on the side of the box, Pride made in Mexico 410 ammo. Ah,
I think this was made in the USA, if I remember right.
I hope so because it's a lot of things that's going on, folks. And yeah, I can't get any more 410. Hi, Sue. Sue
Hey,
Nelson.
Sue, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm looking for 410 primers. And there's one primer I'm not using for 410 because we found out we get more duds with it, so I have to be a certain type of primer.
There's a ton of different primers out there.
You have large pistol, you have 410 shotgun, you have 209 series. It's like, Lord. It gives you a big headache. I had my nephew load in the wrong primer and he was freaked out because his simple break top shotgun kicked like a mule. I'm like, what kind of primer are you using?
See you, Dragon Hill.
See ya, Dagan.
Have a good day. How you been, Miss Sue? Good to see you. See where we're at. 2:47. We got about 13 minutes left, guys.
Yep. So if you got any questions, bring them on up. And remember, if you're starting to prep now, you only have a window, but it's going to be hard because around October 19th, things will change in events, of course, of the U.S. history. So you only got until the 19th to get everything done. If you're really pushing it, there's some things you could still prep on. Yeah, hang
Make
on.
sure you're getting plenty of water, you guys.
Right.
Okay, you don't know if you're going to be able to boil standing water or what. So you want to make sure you have your own supply of water.
Right. Clean water. Do not store dirty water. Oh, Lord. I have water from the pool. I'm like, then you're going to die in a couple of weeks.
You all done with your season there, Sue?
Yeah, it's almost. Here we got lemons and oranges and grapefruits because we have a pocket area where it's citrus.
How'd that new office space work out for you guys this year? Still got about a month to go.
It looks like it. It's still October, and they're in Northwest. Other than the monsoons coming in and snow, I think they're still processing some fruits. I can't remember. Yeah, she says it's really busy. Remember, folks, it's apple season, so a lot of people are picking apples like crazy.
Oh yeah, apple pie.
Yeah. Now the big problem is what they're having with the truckers and the loaders. We're running out of space, and until they get the system straightened, and the big weak point in the supply chain is loaders, the guys who are on the docks loading everything, and also the drivers. So you got to get the goods from point A to point B. And if anything in between screws that up, offloading the truck or unloading the truck, it's going to be a mess.
So how about you guys? You guys having any problems getting the apples and the pears in and out for you guys to ship other places? The trucks having any problems?
They're getting apples and still a few pears coming in. pears is usually the end of the summer crop, and that was last month. It was September, so finishing up on pears, and they're coming up on apples. Our orange harvest this doesn't start for our full time orange. We have some early bird stuff, but most of the stuff is like uh, November, December. Yeah, they have loaders, but they're not busy. Seems they have a shortage on trucks. That's what Sue says, Will.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Them trucks are all shortages. My
Yep.
friend says uh, he going as fast as he can.
And remember, we're pushing the truck drivers who are 60, 65, 68 years old on the
Yep,
highway.
pushing them up to their limit. I mean, my friend is 68 years old and he's been driving his whole life, but he can only go so far so fast.
Right.
And he
What
said the young guys they don't want to run like the older guys do. They want to run the
local?
minimum and then quit.
Yeah, they want to do only local runs because it's closer to their house. They don't want to do short runs. It gets ridiculous at times.
Yep. Well, the young guys just don't have the go-to get it done.
Nope. And they're not very good drivers either.
I had a buddy that he quit tow driving to go out and do over the road driving, and he did over the road driving for about 3 years, and he quit and went back to tow driving. He says he couldn't deal with the young drivers out there.
Right. So if you, next time you see a young driver driving a 18 gear or 26 gear truck and it's jackknife, you know why.
Yeah, because you don't know what the hell he's doing.
Right. And I'm still scared of those robot trucks. You heard what happened in Germany with that robot truck? I think it
Yeah,
was Amazon. What?
it wrecked.
Yeah, after going through 5 or 6 houses. I was watching on DW television, news television. They have this, I think Amazon or some companies that they're testing for delivery truck and went around and just plowed into the first house, kept on
Yep,
going, hit the second house, kept on going, hit the fourth house, kept on going, hit a brick wall, then it stopped.
yep.
That'd be scary. What happened with the gas truck? That's even more scarier.
All because some machine was telling it to go, go, go.
Right. What's even worse for the people living inside the house, they're watching TV and all of a sudden there's an 18-wheeler just went
Hey,
past through
it's
our
going
living
by
room.
you.
Yeah.
Goes by you. Oh,
Okay, folks, I'm going to try to put up the go bag ration videos. Remember, when you're doing go bags, it's something quick to eat, to put into your mouth and get you going. All right. Sometimes you won't have time to sit down, have a nice coffee. If somebody's chasing you, or the weather's bad, or the forest is on fire, or you're in 6 feet of water, it's a little hard to make a fire when you're in 6 feet of water.
so you want to try to have a go bag that's going to keep you alive without the thought of having to
Make a fire.
purify your water or make a fire to keep yourself fed or warm. You're gonna have a bag that'll not have to do those things for you.
Yeah, and it has to be mobile. You don't want to be like Hubble's cat. Hey, Rule of Law, it's Timo. Timo joined in. That's Rule of Law.
Hey,
World
Tim,
without.
how you doing? Good to see you.
And remember, folks, you don't want to be like Hubble's cat crawling on the ground with one of those huge bug out bags. Remember that video, Will? Here's Hubble's cat sprawled out. And this bag has everything. Looked like it's going to kill him. And you want to keep the bug out bag at least about 25 pounds for women, 40 pounds for adult males. All right. In the military, we used to push it like 80 to 100 pounds of gear because they're nuts. Don't do that. We're not in the military, folks. We're civilians. Or do like Uncle Allen. Put it in a carry-all wagon, for gardening. Unstretch it, put your stuff in it, and pull it. Take the load off your bag. Right, Will?
Yep. Mine's about 20 pounds. I think I'd have to drag mine.
Now, why do that? Put it on a wagon. A lot easier.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Yep.
Anybody got anything good to say? Do it now.
And please check on your whatchamacallit, your prepping channels. Make sure you're still signed up to them. Leave a comment, say hello, give them a thumbs up, because YouTube has been zapping channels left or right this month.
Yep. Make sure that you go and see your buddy's channels and you watch one video, give him a thumbs up and leave a comment. Because, like Uncle Al said, YouTube's on a rail. That's the best word I could use. And I will be back out here next Saturday at 2:00. And I'll have a video up sometime this week. Until then, I'm done. Have a great rest of your weekend, you guys. Thanks for coming by.